Good morning, beloved child of God. Before your thoughts begin to race, before the weight of your tasks meets your shoulders, come and sit in the presence of the one who has already gone ahead of you. This moment is not just a pause, it is holy ground. The breath in your lungs today is proof that His mercy has arrived once again. In the quiet of this morning, let your soul remember what truly matters. Not the schedule, not the notifications, not the pressure, but Him. Your Creator is not far away. He is closer than the air you breathe. And He is waiting to be first in your heart today. The world pulls you in every direction, but God calls you in only one, toward peace. He asks not for perfection, but for priority. To seek Him above all else is to say, I trust you with all the rest. The moment you put Him first, everything begins to align. As Matthew 6:33 declares, but seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you. You were never meant to carry today alone. You were meant to walk hand in hand with heaven, and that journey starts here. Maybe yesterday drained you. Maybe doubts woke up before you did. But His voice rises like the morning sun, saying, Come to me, and I will give you rest. He does not scold your delay. He rejoices in your return. Open your heart in these first minutes and say aloud, Lord, I put you first. Feel the weight lift. Feel the calm rise. The enemy wants your attention early, but God wants your affection first. The spiritual battle for your focus begins the moment you wake up. But you win it when you bow your heart in surrender. Because the soul that seeks God first walks in steps already ordered. He does not delay those who choose Him early. You may feel weary. You may feel like your prayers are echoing into silence. But this message is no accident. God sent it for you. If this has touched your spirit today, leave a comment and say, Lord, I choose to put you first. And tell us, what are you praying for right now? What do you need heaven to help you with? Let us pray over you. Let this be your sacred moment. Then return again tomorrow. Stay faithful and showing up. God is already listening. There is power in first moments. Power in beginning your day, not in panic, but in prayer. There is divine strength in the soul who says, God, you come before everything else, and heaven responds. Remember the story of Abraham, a man who made God his first and only. He didn't hesitate when God asked for his heart, even in the form of sacrifice. That kind of trust opens doors no man can shut. It activates blessings that chase you down. God is not asking for all your answers. He's asking for your alignment. He leads those who let Him go first, and He blesses those who meet Him before the world does. Let this be your posture today. Open hands, surrendered will, faithful heart. As you continue through this day, pause again and again to say, Lead me, Lord. And He will. He will open what needs opening and close what must be shut. He will keep you, carry you, and crown you with peace. Let your first words bless the rest of your hours. Let your first prayer become the foundation for everything that follows. God will lead you if you let Him be. Heavenly Father, as the sun climbs higher and the noise of the world begins to stir, I want to stay here with you a little longer. I don't want to rush past this sacred stillness or trade it for the hurried rhythm of the day. I know that when I remain in your presence, clarity begins to bloom in my soul. I know that when I start with you, everything else begins to find its proper place. There is something holy about mornings, a time when heaven seems nearer, and the heart is more willing to listen. The world has not yet claimed my attention, and in this space I am reminded that I belong to you. This is the hour when I can bring my questions, my fears, and my hopes to you without interruption. And in return, you give me peace that surpasses all understanding. Lord, I confess that some mornings I forget. I forget that the way to peace is through your presence, not through my planning. I forget that seeking you first isn't just spiritual discipline, it's survival for the soul. But today I choose to remember. Today I return. Your word tells us in Psalm 37:23 that the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and He delights in His way. That is what I want, Father, for you to order my steps. I don't want to wander in circles or walk paths you never designed for me. I want to go where you go. I want to follow where you lead. Sometimes the road you choose is quiet and hidden, not flashy or easy, but it is always the one that leads to life. It is always the one that builds character, deepens trust, and grows fruit that lasts. So even when I can't see the full map, I choose to trust the guide. I think about Moses and how he would not move unless you went with him. He said, "If your presence does not go with us, do not send us up from here." That's the kind of dependence I desire, Lord. Not just asking for you to bless my way, but asking you to be the way. Not asking you to catch up with my plans, but letting you create the plan. Let today be different from yesterday. Let today be defined not by my to-do list, but by your voice. Let the moments of stress become invitations to pray. Let interruptions become reminders that I'm not in control, and that's okay. I surrender the illusion of control. I lay down the idea that I must strive to earn your favor or chase down my blessings. You don't lead me with pressure or anxiety. You lead me with pressure or anxiety. You lead me with peace, and you invite me to follow with joy. Teach me how to listen before I speak. Teach me how to worship before I worry. Teach me how to seek before I strive. Let the stillness of this moment shape the rest of my day, like a soft whisper that echoes in every step. Father, show me what it means to walk in step with your Spirit. Let me be so sensitive to your promptings that I move the moment you nudge me. Let obedience become second nature and intimacy with you my highest pursuit. I want to walk with you, not just work for you. When decisions come today, large or small, remind me to pause. Remind me that you are a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. I don't have to figure it all out. I only have to follow, because when you lead, I lack nothing. You are not just my destination, you are the path. You are not just the promise, you are the presence. And wherever you are, that is where I want to be. Today and always. Lord, I admit there are moments when I feel lost even though I know you. Times when the pressure of life clouds my clarity, and I wonder if I've taken a wrong turn. But then you whisper gently, reminding me that you are not just in the destination, you are in every step I take with you. Even when I wander, your grace keeps calling me back. I don't need to know every detail of the journey. I only need to trust that the one holding the map also holds my heart. I don't need to rush to the finish line when I walk beside the author of time. Your pace may be slower than mine, but it is always more purposeful, and even your pauses are full of purpose. There is safety in surrender. Safety in letting go of the wheel and saying, Lord, take the lead. The road ahead might be unfamiliar, but your presence makes it sacred. Your leadership is not loud or forceful. It is gentle, trustworthy, and rooted in love. I think of Ruth, who left everything familiar behind to follow you through Naomi. She didn't have a full plan, just a heart willing to obey. And because she put you first, you led her to a future filled with redemption and legacy. Her story reminds me that the ones who follow you faithfully never walk in vain. You delight in showing up for those who trust you. You delight in revealing divine appointments disguised as ordinary moments. Sometimes a slow morning or a delayed meeting becomes the very place where you speak the loudest. So help me not to overlook your whispers in the noise. I don't want to be driven by urgency, Lord. I want to be led by peace. I don't want to move just because I feel pressure. I want to move because I feel your prompting. Teach me to notice the difference between impulse and inspiration. Let discernment be my companion and patience my guard. When fear tries to pull me ahead of your will, remind me to wait. When frustration tries to push me off the path, remind me to rest. When pride tempts me to run ahead, remind me to kneel and remember that you lead best from the front. You are not behind me cleaning up my messes. You are ahead of me guiding my way. God, you are not a distant commander shouting orders from afar. You are Emmanuel, God with us. You walk beside me, whispering wisdom and inviting me into deeper trust. You don't rush me. You shape me as I go. When I put you first, I see how everything else begins to fall into place. Priorities realign, peace returns. The things I thought I needed begin to fade as you fill me with something better. Your presence. And in that presence I find strength. There's no better leader than you. No better direction than your word. no safer place than the path you've prepared. So today, I choose once again to take your hand and walk where you lead. Even if it's slow, even if it's quiet, even if it's unfamiliar, let my life speak loudly of a soul who follows you first. Let others see not just what I do, but who I depend on. Let your leadership be the anchor of my day, the compass of my thoughts, and the rhythm of my steps. You go before me, and that is enough. Heavenly Father, I thank you that you do not lead with confusion, but with clarity, even when the path seems hidden from view. Your ways are higher than mine, and your timing is wrapped in perfect wisdom. I confess, Lord, that sometimes I want answers before I want intimacy, but you call me first to relationship, not results. You want my heart before you show me the next step. And in that trust, you build something deeper than direction. You build faith. When I quiet the chaos around me and tune my spirit to yours, I begin to see that you've been speaking all along. You don't shout over the noise, you wait for me to still my soul. You are not trying to hide your will from me. You're inviting me to seek you first, so that your will becomes clear. And in seeking, I find not just instruction, but transformation. Because those who walk with you begin to resemble you. I think about David, the shepherd boy, who became a king, not because he fought for position, but because he followed you in obscurity. While others sought crowns, he sought your heart. While others chased recognition, he chased your voice. And when the time was right, you lifted him up, not because he demanded it, but because you had prepared him for it. Lord, prepare me like that, in the quiet, in the waiting, in the secret place where no one sees but you. Let those be the places where my spirit is refined and my priorities aligned. Let my roots grow deep before I ever try to rise. Because what is planted in pride will fall, but what is planted in your presence will flourish. Help me to trust that I don't need to force what you've promised. I don't need to prove myself when I've already been chosen. Your leadership is never a burden. It is a blessing that lifts the weight off my shoulders and places it into your hand. Your plan may not look like mine, but it is always better, always richer, always more eternal. There is no wasted moment when I am following you. Even the detours carry lessons. Even the delays carry purpose. Even the quiet seasons are filled with your presence. And sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come when I stop striving and simply sit with you. Lord, help me not to chase the world's version of success. Help me not to measure my life by how fast I'm moving or how much I'm producing. Let me measure it by obedience, by peace, by the fruits that come from putting you first. For in the end, all that will matter is whether I followed you well. Teach me that every time I stop to pray, I'm moving forward in the Spirit. Every time I choose to wait instead of rush, you are working behind the scenes. Every time I lay my will at your feet, you are building something unshakable in me. Your ways are not just right, they are best. If I take a wrong step, you correct me in love. If I wander, you come after me with grace. You are not a taskmaster, Lord. You are a good shepherd who knows my name and leads me gently back to still waters. You never shame me for slowing down to listen. So I will listen. I will breathe. I will trust that even if today feels slow, it can still be sacred. Because when you lead, time is never wasted. Even in stillness, you are shaping destiny. Even in silence, you are singing over me. Let this be the rhythm of my day. Not chaos, but communion. Not pressure, but peace. Not confusion, but clarity that flows from the quiet voice of my King. I surrender every decision, every worry, and every unknown to you. Lead me, Lord. I will follow. Father, today I ask you to help me become more sensitive to your still small voice, especially in moments where noise tries to crowd out truth. Let me not mistake activity for anointing or busyness for blessing. The world teaches me to chase results, but you call me to pursue relationship. And when I walk closely with you, the fruit grows not by striving but by abiding. I want that kind of life, one rooted in you. Teach me how to pause in your presence even when the day demands urgency. When schedules scream and demands rise, let your voice be the one I follow. Help me to discern the difference between a good opportunity and a God-ordained assignment. Give me eyes to see what you are building through the ordinary, because sometimes the most divine moments are hidden in the smallest acts of obedience. Let my first instinct be to seek you, not to solve the problem, not to explain the storm, but to find you in the center of it. You are not the God of anxiety or confusion, but of clarity, order, and peace. And when you lead, I walk with assurance even in the dark, because your light doesn't always reveal the whole path. It simply shines enough for the next faithful step. And that is enough for me. Today, I lay down my fear of missing out. I lay down my desire to control, to calculate, to be certain of everything before I move. Instead, I open my hands and say, God, lead me where I need to be, even if it doesn't look like what I imagined. For I trust that your plan is not only wiser than mine, it is kinder, richer, deeper, and eternal. And nothing surrendered to you is ever truly lost. I think about how you led the Israelites with a cloud by day and fire by night. You didn't give them a map with details. They had to look up each day to see where you were going. That kind of dependence might feel uncomfortable to the flesh, but it awakens something beautiful in the spirit. It teaches trust not just in direction but in the director. It grows faith that does not panic in the unknown. You don't need me to know the entire journey. You only ask me to walk closely with you. And when I do, you reveal more at the right time. Your ways are layered with meaning, with timing, with mercy that I often don't see until I look back. You don't just take me places, you transform me on the way there. And the more I walk with you, the more I become like you. God, make me a person who doesn't flinch in waiting seasons. Make me someone who doesn't question your leadership just because the answer hasn't come. Help me to be steady when prayers are still unfolding, when provision is still on the way, when doors are still closed. Because faith is not just about believing in what's coming, it's about trusting in who is walking beside me right now. And that will always be. Let the fruits of the Spirit be my signpost today. Let love lead my responses, joy shape my presence, and peace govern my choices. Let patience keep me grounded, kindness guide my words, and faithfulness define my steps. Let gentleness rule my actions, and self-control protect my integrity. These are the markers of a life led by you. Remind me that being led by you may not always lead to applause or recognition, but it will always lead to purpose, to peace, and to the kind of life that makes heaven smile. Let me care more about eternal reward than temporary validation. Let me store treasures in heaven where they will never fade. For what I do with you is never wasted, and what I build in your will lasts forever. God, even when I walk through the valley, let me not fear, because your rod and your staff, they comfort me, they guide me, they correct me when I drift. You are not a distant leader, but a present shepherd. And even when the terrain changes, your love never does. You walk beside me every step of the way. I ask for courage today. Courage not just to do big things, but to do small things with great faith. Courage to follow when I don't fully understand, to obey when it's inconvenient, to believe when nothing has changed yet. Because real courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the presence of trust. And I trust you, God, with this entire day. I trust you with every detail I can't control. Let my footsteps echo the sound of surrender. Let my path be lined not with pride but with humility. Let those who walk beside me sense your peace, because I have spent time with you. Let my life become a quiet invitation for others to also put you first, not just in the morning but in every moment. I surrender not just the day, but the pace of it. I give you my time, my energy, my voice, my will. Let me not rush past the sacred or move so fast I miss your whisper. Slow me down enough to see what you see. Teach me again and again that the ones who follow you always find life. Lord, there are moments when I want to move faster than your hand allows. Moments when I mistake delay for denial, silence for distance, and slowness for disapproval. But deep within me, I know your timing is perfect, never rushed, never random, never reactive. You are not swayed by the urgency I feel. You are anchored in eternity. And when I put you first, I align with a rhythm not of this world but of your kingdom. I pray today that I would walk in sync with the beat of heaven, not the pulse of culture, that my steps would be deliberate, prayerful and rooted in faith, not panic, comparison, or fear. Because when I follow your pace, I avoid unnecessary pain and wasted paths. You know when to move, when to wait, and when to stretch me beyond what I thought I could bear. And in every phase, you are still good. Father, make my morning a place of recalibration, where my heart is tuned to your truth. Before I respond to the world, let me respond to you. Before I speak to others, let me listen to the one who knows me best. You hold the agenda for my day, and in you there is clarity, not confusion. Let this stillness become the strength I carry into every conversation and challenge. Help me not to run ahead of grace, not to start before I've sat, not to act before I've prayed, not to speak before I've listened. There is wisdom in waiting, and power in peace, and you have never failed to speak when I slow down to seek. Let me crave your presence more than I crave productivity. Let me hunger for your voice more than the sound of progress. You know my to-do list better than I do, Lord. You know what really matters, what will bear fruit, and what I'm simply carrying out of habit. Purge my path of anything that doesn't align with you. Strip away the unnecessary, the exhausting, the distractions that drain me but don't grow me. Fill those empty places with purpose. God, remind me that I don't lead well unless I'm being led. I'm not wise unless I sit beneath your wisdom. I'm not strong unless I rest in your power. I'm not fruitful unless I'm rooted in your spirit. My life begins to overflow with meaning only when I make space for you to pour into me. Teach me how to be still, not just in body but in mind and heart. Still from the rush of worries, the noise of regret and the whispers of insecurity. Still enough to hear you calling my name gently, as a father calls his child. Still enough to receive joy, peace and vision again. Still enough to remember that you are God and I am not. When I make you my first, I find that you are also my middle and my end. You weave into everything when you're given room to lead. You light up dark corners and breathe peace into pressured places. The day looks different when it begins with you, and that shift doesn't require perfection, just a willing heart. Lord, I don't want to live reactive. I want to live responsive. I don't want to be pushed by pressure, but pulled by purpose. I don't want to perform for approval. I want to walk as one already approved in Christ. Let my motives be pure and my heart fully aligned with yours. Let every yes I speak today be birthed in prayer. When decisions come, large or small, help me pause. Help me invite you into the moment before I invite the world's opinions. Help me let peace, not fear, be the umpire of my heart. And when peace stays, let me move boldly. But if it departs, let me be willing to stop and ask why. You are not a God of half answers. You are not a God who forgets the prayers of the morning by the time evening comes. You are constant, alert, aware of my every breath and burden. So I trust you not just in theory but in the detail. Even in what I do not yet understand, I say, God, I trust you to lead. I want to look back at this day and say I followed Jesus, not my emotions, not my ego, not the crowd, but Jesus. Let that be the echo of my heart by sunset, that I was present, prayerful and peaceful in your leadership, that I loved well, listened deeply, and lived slowly enough to notice your hand, that I did not miss you. So as I rise and step into this world, let my soul remain anchored. Let my spirit remain aware. Let my posture remain surrendered. I don't just want to start with you. I want to stay with you. Lead me, Lord. I will follow. Lord, as this morning deepens and the day stretches before me, I remember that my purpose is not in doing, but in being with you, being guided by you, being shaped by you. When I rush, I miss the beauty you've planted in small moments, sacred pauses, and divine detours. You are not just the God of mountaintops. You are the God of mornings like this, quiet and gentle, yet full of glory. Teach me to see your fingerprints on the ordinary. Teach me to worship in the midst of the simple. You don't lead me with pressure. You lead me with peace. Your voice never condemns. It invites. It affirms. It lifts me closer to who you created me to be. When I put you first, I'm not just making space for blessing. I'm choosing to live with divine perspective. I'm anchoring my soul in the only unshakable foundation, and I am choosing trust over control. Father, help me not to measure my progress by how much I've accomplished, but by how much I've aligned with you. The world screams for results, but you whisper for obedience. When you lead, even a single step becomes meaningful. Even rest becomes warfare. Even silence becomes praise. There is something unexplainable about walking in sync with heaven. It calms the heart even when chaos surrounds. It brings joy not tied to outcomes. It transforms a normal day into a holy journey. It makes the smallest task an act of worship. Help me today to listen more than I speak. Help me to notice when you nudge my heart, to pause, to speak gently, or to walk away. I don't want to miss divine interruptions while chasing artificial urgency. I want to respond to heaven, not react to earth. Your ways are higher, and I yield to them again this morning. When I'm tempted to prove my worth through what I produce, remind me that I am already worthy because of who I belong to. You are not waiting for my performance. You are longing for my presence. You do not ask me to hustle. You ask me to trust. And when I trust, I make room for miracles. I make room for peace. Let this day not be led by my calendar, but by my calling. Let my calling be shaped not by ambition but by intimacy with you. If you call me to be still, I will not resist. If you ask me to speak truth, I will not shrink back. And if you ask me to wait, I will wait with hope, not fear. Even when the answers haven't come yet, even when the door is still shut, I will stand with faith. Because faith is what pleases you, not understanding, not explanation, not perfection. Faith says, you are God and I am not, and that is enough. Faith holds on when feelings falter. Faith keeps showing up when the path is unclear. You have never led me into confusion, only through it. You are not the author of fear, but the giver of power, love, and a sound mind. So I rebuke every lie that tells me I am behind, forgotten, or invisible. You see me, you know me, you lead me. Holy Spirit, guide my conversations today. Fill my mouth with words that heal and my heart with mercy that flows easily. Keep me from speaking too quickly, judging too harshly, or acting out of pride. Let grace be the fragrance I carry. Let gentleness be the strength I wear. Make me a vessel of peace wherever I go. Let people feel safe when they speak to me. Let them sense that I've been in the presence of God. Let them ask questions, not because I have all the answers, but because I carry a calm the world cannot give. That calm is you. Every breath I take today is a chance to draw near to you. Every interruption is a doorway for dependence. Every challenge is an opportunity to let you lead. Every decision is sacred when surrendered. So I yield it all to you once again. Lord, if I drift today, pull me gently back. If I forget, remind me. If I stumble, steady me. If I grow weary, strengthen me. You are the shepherd of my soul, and you will not let me go. Father, as the light of this morning softens the corners of my heart, I sense you reminding me once again. You are not just the one who leads me, you are the one who walks with me. You do not send me ahead alone. You accompany me in every moment, in every step, in every sigh. There is no hour too quiet, no task too small, no burden too hidden for your presence to fill. You are the God who sees, the God who stays, the God who speaks peace in the midst of pressure, and I am safe when I let you go before me. You never ask me to figure out everything in advance. You ask me to be faithful in the next small step and trust you with the rest. This is the way of the Spirit, not a race, but a rhythm, not a checklist, but a covenant. The world teaches hurry, but heaven whispers stillness. And when I choose stillness with you, I find the clarity I was searching for elsewhere. Let my feet not be drawn to every open door, but only to the one you have unlocked. Let my spirit not be tempted by every invitation, but only be moved by your instruction. Not every opportunity is an assignment, and not every voice deserves my attention, but yours does. Your voice, Lord, is the one I was born to follow. In the life of Jesus, I see a rhythm that confounds this world. He rose early to pray, withdrew often to rest, and moved only when prompted by you. He was never in a rush, but always on time, He taught me that alignment matters more than acceleration. So today, I ask for that kind of grace. Not just grace to do more, but grace to discern what matters. Grace to say yes when you lead, and grace to say no when you don't. Grace to rest without guilt, and to act without fear. Grace to carry your presence as my first priority, and grace to put you first even when everything else screams for attention. Your word says in Proverbs 3:6, "In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths." That is the desire of my heart this morning, to acknowledge you before anything else. Not just with words, but with choices. Not just in big moments, but in the quiet ones. Because when I begin with you, I walk with wisdom. Lord, you've shown me that being led by you often means walking against the current. It means making decisions that don't make sense to others but bring peace to my spirit. It means letting go of the need to be understood and holding fast to the call to be faithful. It means walking by faith, not by sight, and sometimes being okay with silence. Because you speak even in the stillness. There is no peace like the peace that comes from knowing I'm exactly where you want me to be. I may not have everything I want, but I have everything I need when I have you. You fill the empty spaces and steady the shaky ground. You give meaning to the waiting and strength to the weary. And you never lead me where your grace cannot keep me. Let today be soaked in your presence. Let every encounter carry the fragrance of Christ. Let every response reflect your mercy. Let every step reveal the confidence of a heart that has been with you. I don't want to just look like a follower of Jesus. I want to live like one. Give me the courage to obey quickly, the humility to admit when I've strayed, and the patience to wait on your timing. Help me remember that obedience always bears fruit, even when I can't yet see the harvest. That nothing surrendered is ever wasted. That you write stories in chapters, not in snapshots. And this chapter is still unfolding. Lord, if today brings detours, delays, or disappointments, I will not panic. I will choose to remember that you are the same yesterday, today, and forever. You do not change, and your promises do not expire. I will lift my eyes above the chaos and find you steady, calm, and faithful, and I will walk forward with peace. So let this day not be hurried, but holy. Let it not be ruled by lists, but by love. Let it not be measured by success, but by surrender. I put you first, not as a ritual, but as a response to your goodness. You lead well, and I am glad to follow. Lord, thank you for the quiet places where you speak to me clearly. Thank you for the sacred stillness that reminds me I am not behind, not forgotten, not failing. I am being led. Even when the answers haven't come, even when the signs are subtle, you are near. You lead not with force but with love, not with chaos but with calm. And when I give you first place, you fill every other space. You see the full map of my journey, while I only glimpse one step at a time. But even in that limited view, you ask me to trust you with the next move. You ask me not for understanding, but for surrender. And you meet my surrender with strength. You meet my obedience with open doors that no man can shut. Help me today to walk by conviction, not convenience. To make choices rooted in truth, not emotion. To honor you even when no one is watching. To pray before I plan, to believe before I see. There are things you're preparing for me that I don't yet know how to pray for. Things I'm walking toward that only your Spirit can reveal in time. So I place my trust in the unseen. I trust in the delays in the waiting rooms, in the lessons wrapped in silence, because I know that when you lead, no time is wasted. Let my words today reflect the fact that I've been with you. Let my tone be drenched in peace, not tension. Let my responses be slow, thoughtful, and kind. Let me be someone who brings calm into rooms where fear and pressure live. Because the Spirit inside me is greater than the noise around me. Give me discernment today, Lord, the ability to see what's from you and what's not. Let me sense when you are opening a door and when you're asking me to wait. Keep me from running through doors you never opened, even if they look good. Help me to trust that sometimes closed doors are the greatest acts of mercy, because you are more interested in protecting my soul than promoting my name. Let me not be swayed by every voice, every opinion, every pressure to hurry. Let me find stillness before decisions and humility before action. Let me invite you into every moment, not just the major ones. Because when you're involved in the little, you bless the big, and when you lead my heart, my hands follow in peace. Your ways often move slower than my desires, but they carry far more weight. Your paths often begin in silence, but they end in songs of deliverance. You write in long sentences, not headlines. You move like rivers, not rockets. Always flowing, always shaping, always lasting. And I want to be shaped, not just sent. Today I release every expectation I placed on how you should move. I let go of the timelines I created and the plans I tried to force. I release my grip and open my palms, because open hands are easier to bless, and surrendered hearts are easier to lead. You are not done with me, not even close. You are leading me from faith to faith and from glory to glory. And each step, no matter how small, is forming something eternal in me. You are leading me home, one surrendered moment at a time. So even if today feels quiet, I will not question your presence. Even if I don't get the answers I was hoping for, I will still say, you are good. Even if things don't go according to plan, I will believe you are still in control. Because peace is not the absence of problems, it's the presence of you, and you are here. Let my morning confession be my daily declaration. God leads those who put him first, not just in theory, but in every thought, every action, every heartbeat, and that truth will carry me through the hours ahead with unshakable peace. Lord, as this day unfolds, I ask that you guard my spirit from drifting into self-dependence. The temptation to take control, to prove myself, to fix things in my own strength is always lurking. But I know where that road leads. It leads to burnout, frustration, and disconnection from your peace. So this morning, I surrender again. I lay down the need to know everything and pick up the grace to trust you in everything. You are not calling me to be perfect today. You are calling me to be present, to be yielded, to be anchored in the truth that you are with me. When I make you my first, I don't have to carry the weight of the whole world. I just have to follow the one who already overcame it. And your yoke is easy, your burden is light, because your leadership is love. Help me live slow enough to notice you in the margins, in the unexpected kindness of a stranger, in the quiet breeze brushing against my skin, in the moment my heart softens towards someone I had judged, in the stillness that comes after a deep breath and a whispered prayer. That's where I find you, not only in the mountaintop but in the quiet corners of my day. Let my soul not chase noise when it's healing in silence. Let me not run from the quiet you're using to restore me. I often think I need more answers, more clarity, more success. But really I just need more of you. And when you come first, everything else finds its rightful place. Peace settles, wisdom rises, love becomes natural. Lord, when I feel overwhelmed, help me trace the feeling back to the moment I moved without you. Often the weight I carry is the result of a step I took before consulting you. Bring me back to the place where I seek you first and move only when you say go. Because you don't just want to bless my plans, you want to be the author of them. You don't just want to be part of my day, you want to lead it. Your word says in Isaiah 30:21, and your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it, when you turn to the right or when you turn to the left. Lord, let my ears be tuned to that still, small voice. Let your spirit be my compass, your word be my roadmap, and your peace be my confirmation. I don't want to walk in uncertainty when you offer guidance so freely. Even if today holds challenges, I won't fear them, because I know who goes before me and who walks beside me. You don't promise an easy road, but you promise a steady hand. You don't always remove the storm, but you always remain in the boat. And when you lead, even the storm serves a purpose. Let me respond today with the maturity of someone who has been led by love. Let me offer mercy where I once offered judgment. Let me extend kindness where I once withheld it. Let me be soft where I've been hardened, because to follow you is to be transformed into your likeness. If there are areas I'm resisting your leadership, expose them gently. Shine light on every hidden fear, every buried wound, every anxious grip I've kept closed around my plans. Help me open my hands again. I want you to have access to everything, because what I give you, you heal. What I surrender, you multiply. Lord, show me the difference between a good idea and a God idea. Not every open door is yours, and not every voice deserves space in my heart. Teach me to ask first, to seek always, to knock patiently. Let my prayers be bold, not because I'm demanding, but because I'm surrendered. Let me want what you want more than what I want. Even when the road twists unexpectedly, I will say, lead me, Lord. Even when the wait stretches long, I will say, your timing is perfect. Even when the answer comes in a form I didn't expect, I will say, this too is mercy. I will not doubt your wisdom. I will not rush ahead. I will stay close. Because when I put you first, I remember who I really am. Not what the world calls me, not what fear whispers, but what you've spoken from the beginning. I am chosen. I am led. I am covered. I am not lost. I am found in you. Lord, in this moment of quiet devotion, I can feel you resetting my heart again. The worries of yesterday, the stress of tomorrow, the questions that echo unanswered, they all begin to fade in the warmth of your nearness. You are not a distant God pacing the heavens. You are a present shepherd walking beside me. You care about the moments I don't speak aloud. You see the tears I never let fall, and you interpret the silence that even I don't understand. There is such mercy in being led by you. Not just rescued, not just redeemed, but led day by day, breath by breath, in valleys and on mountaintops. You never leave me to figure it out alone. You invite me into a holy rhythm, where trust is more important than clarity, where nearness matters more than answers. Today I give you access to every corner of my plans. Every decision I've been carrying too tightly, every fear I've been dressing up as logic. I lay it all before you, asking not that you bless what I've built, but that you build what you can bless. Because what you author cannot fail. Let me be more aware of your presence than of my problems. Let me be more filled with your spirit than with my opinions. I don't want to lead my life out of reaction. I want to walk it out in revelation, and revelation only comes when I stop and listen. So I pause now, not to perform, but to receive. Lord, give me eyes to see what you're doing, that I may not yet understand. Some delays are directions. Some setbacks are setups. Some endings are sacred beginnings. And when I put you first, I stop resisting the seasons you've designed. I start walking through them with faith instead of fear. If I am entering a new season, help me not to bring old habits into it. Don't let me recycle patterns that no longer belong. Teach me the new way you want to lead me. Open my spirit to fresh instructions. Give me courage to follow, even when it feels unfamiliar. So many times I've prayed for change but resisted the path to get there. But today, I surrender, not only the destination but also the journey. Not just the outcome but the process. You refine me in the walk, not just in the win, and I want to be refined, not just rewarded. Let my soul remember that peace isn't found in perfection. It's found in proximity to you. It's not about checking every box, it's about walking hand in hand with the Savior. When I'm close to you, storms may still rage, but I won't be shaken, because you speak peace into the winds. Help me let go of the mindset that I must always be doing more. Remind me that spiritual fruitfulness often comes through stillness, through obedience, through putting you first and trusting you with the rest. I am not the provider, you are. I am not the rescuer, you are. I am not the planner of destiny, you are. And when I choose to believe that, the pressure lifts, the anxiety calms, the striving ceases, because I was never meant to carry the load of control. I was only meant to carry your presence into every space I enter. May I never become too busy to seek your face. May I never replace intimacy with activity. May I never forget that following you is the most sacred calling of all. Before I am anything else, I am yours. And that truth changes everything. This is not just another day. This is a holy appointment, a fresh invitation to let you lead. A new chance to say yes to whatever you're doing, in and through me. I will not waste it. I will not miss it. Lord, I come to you with reverence, knowing that every time I place you first, the path ahead becomes clear. Even if my natural eyes still see fog, your wisdom is not always loud, but it is always present. You guide me not with panic, but with peace. You lead me not with pressure, but with purpose. And when I trust your timing, I no longer need to force anything. This morning I ask for a spirit that yields instead of wrestles, a heart that listens more than it argues, a soul that delights in your commands, not just endures them. There's a freedom that comes from full surrender. And today I want that freedom, not the kind the world offers, but the kind only you provide, the freedom to rest while you lead. You are the shepherd who knows my name. You don't push me from behind. You walk before me with compassion and strength. You don't shame me when I stray. You guide me back with gentleness and mercy. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Because you are not a distant commander, you are a present Father. Teach me to follow without fear. Teach me to rise early, not out of obligation but out of desire to be with you. I want my mornings to carry your fragrance. I want my steps to echo your spirit. I want my words to reflect that I've been in the presence of my King. Let me be someone who doesn't just talk about faith, but lives it quietly, deeply, and daily. Let my calendar reflect my priorities, and let my priorities be led by you. There is no schedule more important than time with you. There is no task more urgent than being aligned with your will, and there is no peace more lasting than that which comes from being led by you. If I start to stray today, bring me back swiftly. If I begin to carry what you never asked me to hold, remind me to lay it down. If I run ahead in fear or fall behind in doubt, draw me gently to your side. Because when I walk with you, I walk in rhythm. And when I walk in rhythm, I walk in rest. You are not a God of confusion. You are a God of order, of peace, of clarity born from intimacy. When I seek you first, I gain not only direction but discernment. I stop mistaking noise for opportunity. I stop chasing things that don't carry your anointing. I begin to walk like someone who knows they are deeply led. And that changes how I face every moment. I don't respond from fear, I respond from faith. I don't make decisions in haste, but in holiness. I don't fight every battle, I follow the one who already won. And even if I walk through the fire, I know I won't be burned, because you're in the fire with me. Help me build a life that starts and ends with you. Not a house built on sand, but a soul built on surrender. Not a reputation to protect, but a heart to offer. Not a name to make known, but a Savior to reflect. And may the rhythm of my days be a living prayer. Lord, lead me and I will follow. Let this day be sacred, not because it is perfect, but because you are in it. Let my awareness of you sharpen as I move through each hour. Let interruptions become invitations. Let disappointments become revelations. And let everything I face draw me deeper into trust. I choose to put you first today, not as a spiritual phrase, but as a way of life. I invite you into the first thought, the first word, the first action. I offer you the beginning so that you may bless the rest. You are the Alpha and the Omega, the start and the finish, and everything in between belongs to you. Lord, in the stillness of this moment, I feel the weight of your love pressing gently on my heart. A love that doesn't demand perfection, but invites surrender. A love that calls me into peace, even when the world around me trembles. You are not waiting for me at the finish line. You are walking with me, step by sacred step, and when I give you my first, you guide everything that follows. There's a confidence that rises when I remember who leads me. It's not rooted in my own strength, but in your sovereignty. You are not figuring things out as we go. You already know the end from the beginning, and that truth calms every anxious breath. I don't need to predict the future when I trust the one who holds it. Help me walk through today with holy awareness. Help me notice the divine interruptions, the sacred whispers, the moments you use to redirect my attention back to you. I don't want to rush through blessings just because I'm too busy to recognize them. I want to walk slowly enough to feel your hand guiding mine. Let my time be offered to you before it's offered to anyone else. Let my heart bow before you. Before it reacts to the world, let my mind be renewed by your word before it's shaped by voices that do not know my worth. Because the voices I listen to determine the path I walk, and I choose to listen to you. You are my compass when I feel directionless. You are my anchor when the winds of confusion try to pull me away. You are my clarity when life feels tangled and unclear. And even when I don't understand, I can still trust. Because faith doesn't require a full map, only a willing heart. I think of Abraham, who obeyed when you said, "Go," even though he didn't know where the road would lead. He trusted you more than the land he left. And because he put you first, you made him the father of nations. His story reminds me that faith often looks like obedience before evidence. Today, may my steps echo that same kind of faith. May I follow even when it's hard. May I believe even when it's quiet. May I surrender even when I'm tempted to control. Because every act of surrender becomes an open door for your glory to move. You are not asking me to impress you. You are inviting me to know you, to walk with you, to lean into you when the world pulls away. There's no pressure in your presence. Only peace, only promise, only the kind of love that transforms from the inside out. Let my priorities reflect that I serve a holy God. Let my time, my words, my choices speak loudly of the one who leads me. I want the rhythm of my day to match the heartbeat of heaven. I want to pause when you whisper, move when you nudge, and wait when you say not yet. Lord, if there is anything in me that resists your leadership, reveal it gently. Not to shame me, but to shape me. Not to crush me, but to free me. I want nothing to stand between my heart and your voice. I want to be led by you without delay, without debate, without fear. Today, let the world see the difference you make. Let my peace confuse anxiety. Let my joy shine through difficulty. Let my patience soften tension. And let everything about me point to the truth that you are my leader, and I have put you first. This isn't just another day. It is another opportunity to be led by a faithful God. A chance to walk not in fear but in favor, a moment to surrender again and again. And every surrender leads to deeper intimacy. Every act of obedience leads to greater glory. Lord, this morning I sense you drawing me closer, not just for comfort but for alignment. You are not content with being a part of my life. You want to be the center. You're not asking for occasional visits, but for continual surrender. And when I give you that place of honor, everything else begins to fall into place, not perfectly but peacefully, not without challenges, but with divine covering. I remember how you led Moses, not with explanations, but with presence. A cloud by day, a fire by night, a voice from the mountain that called him deeper than fear. You didn't give him a script, you gave him yourself, and through obedience you used him to shape a generation. I pray for that same obedience today, not rooted in pride, but in trust. Help me not to delay when you prompt me. Help me not to argue with divine instruction, just because I'm uncomfortable. Sometimes the greatest blessings lie just past the borders of comfort, and I don't want to miss them by clinging to what feels safe. I want to live led, truly, fully, consistently led by you. Let my daily choices echo heaven's values. Let my thoughts align with your truth, not the noise of this world. Let my actions reflect your goodness in a world desperate for hope. You're not asking me to do everything, just to do the next thing with you. And in that next thing, you promise to show up with power and peace. I give you permission to interrupt me today, to rearrange my plans for something better, to speak through inconvenience, to teach through delay. Because I don't want a life that merely looks successful. I want a life that is faithful, and faithfulness begins with following. You are not limited by what limits me. My understanding may stop, but your wisdom continues. My strength may fail, but your hand sustains. My vision may blur, but your light never dims. So I rest in you, not because I'm weak, but because you are strong. And in that strength I find my peace. Make my soul quiet enough to hear your leading. This world is loud, filled with voices shouting for attention. But you speak in stillness. You draw in silence. You lead with gentleness. And I don't want to miss your whisper because I was chasing the noise. Let my ambition be replaced by awareness. Let my striving turn into stillness. Let my proving become resting. You're not impressed by how fast I run, but how fully I trust. And trust begins when I put you first, even in the things that seem small. Lord, bless the decisions I will make today. Not just the big ones, but the small ones too. The words I choose, the moments I pause, the people I serve, all of it can become sacred when you lead it. All of it becomes part of your divine design. Remind me that being led by you means I don't have to force open doors. I don't have to beg for blessings. I don't have to manipulate outcomes. What is mine by your hand cannot be stolen by another. And what isn't for me will not bring me peace. Teach me to walk slower, not because I'm lazy, but because I'm listening. Teach me to love deeper, not because I have it all together, but because I know what grace feels like. Teach me to live more fully, not in fear of missing out, but in the fullness of your presence. This is not just a day to get through. It's a day to grow through, and I believe you are growing me in ways I cannot yet see. You are building roots before fruit. You are shaping me before showcasing me. And that kind of process is a blessing, even when it feels hidden. I thank you for the privilege of being led by you. I don't take it lightly. The God of the universe is guiding my steps, and I will not walk in fear. I will walk in faith. Because when I put you first, everything finds its right place. Lord, as I breathe in this sacred stillness, I acknowledge that you are the first voice I want to hear, the first presence I want to feel, the first guide I want to follow. I come before you not with demands, but with devotion, not to rush through prayer, but to rest in it. You are not just the God of the heavens. You are the God who longs to lead my heart. And when I put you first, I find everything I truly need. Too often I've asked you to bless plans I made without you. Too often I've prayed for peace after choosing paths that you never approved. But today, I want a different rhythm, a life directed by your wisdom, not my wants. I don't just want results. I want relationship. I want to walk with you, not ahead of you. There is a quiet strength that rises when I follow you closely. I stop chasing validation, and I start walking in identity. I stop fearing rejection, and I start living in purpose. I stop measuring my worth by progress, and I start anchoring it in presence. And in that place, even uncertainty becomes sacred. I think of Ruth, who followed Naomi not knowing what her future would hold. Her faith didn't come with clarity, but it came with commitment. And because she walked in loyalty and trust, you wrote her into the story of redemption. I pray for that kind of trust today, where obedience becomes the soil for divine legacy. Let me not grow frustrated when things don't move fast enough. Sometimes the slowness is where you are doing your deepest work. You're forming patience in my character. You're teaching discernment in the delay. You're deepening my roots before you reveal the fruit. And I trust you in that hidden work. Help me to stop viewing interruptions as problems and start seeing them as divine appointments. You don't just lead in the extraordinary moments, you lead in the mundane, in traffic, in conversations, in delays, in detours. And if I keep you first, I won't miss the miracles hidden in the ordinary. Let my peace today come, not from how things turn out, but from who is leading me through them. I don't need guarantees when I have God. I don't need answers when I have access. I don't need certainty when I have the Spirit. And that confidence transforms the atmosphere of my soul. Remind me that putting you first is not a one-time act, but a continual choice, a rhythm of surrender, a lifestyle of alignment, a posture of humility. And the more I choose it, the more naturally it becomes the foundation of my day. You're not asking me to be perfect today, just present. Not flawless, just faithful. Not impressive, just intentional. And if I walk with you in the small things, I will find you showing up in ways I could never orchestrate, because you honor the heart that honors you. If I begin to drift, draw me back. If I try to take control, gently remind me who holds the map. If fear creeps in, flood my spirit with your truth, because I don't want to walk another step without you. I don't want to build anything you didn't design. You are the morning light that breaks through my worry. You are the still water that calms my unrest. You are the voice that says, "This is the way, walk in it." And when I hear you speak, everything else fades into its proper place. So I give you this day again, not because it's my ritual, but because it's my reality. I cannot lead myself well. I cannot bless myself fully. I cannot protect myself perfectly. But you can. You always have, and you always will. Lead me, Lord, not just to where I want to go, but to where you are calling me, because that place, no matter how unfamiliar, will always be holy ground, and I will walk there in peace, because I put you first. Lord, as the light of this morning stretches across the sky, I feel you gently reminding me to slow down and remember why I began with you. I didn't wake today to rush into routine. I woke to meet with the one who holds it all. You are not just the peace I seek, you are the purpose I need, and when I put you first, I stop chasing what was never meant to satisfy me. I return to the fountain that never runs dry. There is no wisdom more precious than the kind you whisper in stillness, not the loud opinions of the world, not the urgency of my to-do list, but the quiet call to come and sit at your feet. Like Mary, I want to choose the better portion, not the busyness, but the intimacy, not the proving, but the presence. Because when I put you first, I stop confusing movement with meaning. Help me today to discern the difference between what's urgent and what's eternal. Let my soul crave alignment, not applause. Let my schedule bow to your spirit. Let my goals be surrendered to your guidance. I don't want to be productive, but spiritually empty. I want to be aligned and deeply filled. I lay before you every decision that is waiting on me, the conversations I've been dreading, the responsibilities that weigh heavily, the choices that seem unclear. I surrender them into your hands, knowing you are not confused by what overwhelms me. You've already made a way, you're just inviting me to follow it. There is a deep humility in letting you lead. It means I admit that I don't have it all figured out. It means I trust you more than my preferences. It means I wait when I'd rather move and move when I'd rather hide. And in that humility, I find something sacred, a God who walks beside the meek and lifts the lowly. You never force your way into my plans. You wait for an invitation, and today I open wide the gates of my heart. Come and lead, Lord, not from a distance, but from the center. Be the pulse of every moment, the breath behind every word, the peace that steadies every step. Let my responses today be led by grace. When frustration rises, let your patience speak first. When anxiety knocks, let your truth answer the door. When doubt creeps in, let my faith rise and take its place. Because I am not led by fear, I am led by the one who defeated fear forever. Remind me, Lord, that I am not behind. I am not too late. I am not forgotten. I am exactly where you need me to be for the work you are doing in me. And sometimes, the deepest breakthroughs come in the seasons that feel most hidden. You are developing my spirit, not just delivering my dreams. You are forming character that can carry the calling. You are pruning the distractions to grow deeper roots. And even if the process feels painful, I know it is sacred, because anything you touch turns into beauty in time. Let me be bold enough to release what I cannot control. Let me be soft enough to hear you when you whisper, wait. Let me be strong enough to obey when you say go, because following you doesn't require all the answers. It only requires one thing: trust. You didn't call me to understand it all. You called me to walk by faith. You didn't ask me to figure it out. You asked me to follow. And when I follow you, I lack no good thing. Because you are not just the giver, you are the gift. So here I am again, laying down my will for yours, laying down my plans for your purpose, laying down my doubts for your direction. And in that exchange, I gain what this world cannot offer: divine guidance, eternal peace, and a heart that walks in step with the King of Kings. Lord, as the day unfolds before me, I pause to remember that you walk before me, beside me, and within me. There is not a single moment ahead that will catch you off guard. You are already in my future, preparing blessings I cannot yet see, and protecting me from things I may never know. When I put you first, I stop needing control and start walking in quiet confidence. I no longer lead with fear, I move with faith. Let this be a day of intentional surrender, not the kind spoken only in words, but lived out in action. Let me place you at the center of my thoughts, the beginning of my choices, the foundation of my responses. If I start with you, I'll end in peace. If I walk with you, I'll never walk alone. I think of the Israelites in the wilderness, surrounded by uncertainty yet led by a cloud of glory. You didn't remove the wilderness, you revealed yourself in it. You didn't rush them through the journey, you guided them with purpose. And even in their wandering, you remained faithful. That same faithfulness covers me today. If I come across closed doors, remind me they are not rejections, they are redirections. If I face delays, let me see them as divine pauses meant for my good. If the day brings discomfort, help me trust that stretching often precedes strengthening. You are not wasting anything, not even the quiet moments that feel unseen. I don't want to live as someone constantly reacting. I want to live as someone who is rooted in grace, rooted in truth, rooted in you. Because when I am rooted in you, the winds may blow, but they will not uproot me. The storms may come, but they will not drown me. Help me respond today from a place of prayer, not pressure. Let my words be soaked in kindness, not reaction. Let my pace be set by peace, not performance. You never asked me to do everything. You simply asked me to do what you've placed in my hands, and to trust you with the rest. Let me be mindful of the moments I usually overlook. The small interactions, the quiet nudges, the gentle whispers. You are often found not in the thunder, but in the still, small voice. And I never want to become too distracted to hear it. If I begin to rush, slow me down. If I become overwhelmed, remind me to breathe and come back to you. If I carry something that is not mine, teach me to release it. I don't have to prove anything today. I only need to abide in you. That is where the power flows from. You are my portion today, not success, not validation, not recognition, just you. And that is enough. You are the morning manna that feeds my soul. You are the living water that satisfies my thirst. And you are the faithful shepherd who leads me where my spirit can truly rest. Lord, don't just be my first thought. Be the echo in every thought. Don't just be the one I pray to in crisis. Be the one I walk with in calm. Let my life reflect a continual yes to your leadership. A life not led by trends, but by truth. Not fueled by fear, but by faith. Even if I don't know how everything will work out, I trust that you do. Even when I don't see results, I know you're working beneath the surface. Even if the day feels ordinary, I believe you're doing something eternal. And so I'll keep showing up, keep surrendering, and keep seeking you. Lead me gently today, Father. Not with loud commands, but with tender whispers. I will follow, because you have proven over and over that you are trustworthy. And if I have you, I have all that I need. I will move forward in stillness, in trust, and in the covering of your presence. Lord, I wake again under the canopy of your mercy, and I recognize what a miracle it is to be held by you. The world may feel unpredictable, but your love never shifts. My heart may tremble, but your promises stand firm. And this morning I realign myself with the truth. You are the one I follow, not my feelings, not my fears, not my fleeting thoughts. Only you. So many times I've tried to figure everything out on my own, carrying burdens you never asked me to hold. I've made decisions from a place of anxiety instead of alignment. I've chased clarity instead of sitting quietly in your presence. But today, I come back to you not with a plan but with a posture of surrender. I am ready to be led again. When I make you my compass, I never get lost. Even when the terrain is unfamiliar, your spirit becomes the map, your word the path beneath my feet, and your peace the confirmation that I'm moving in the right direction. I don't need all the details, I just need daily dependence, and you offer that in abundance. I think of Abraham, who left everything he knew, simply because you said go. He had no roadmap, no itinerary, just faith in the one who called him. And you honored his obedience with covenant, legacy, and blessings far beyond his imagination. Teach me to trust like that, to move when you speak, to rest when you say stay. I know now that spiritual maturity isn't about how much I know. It's about how quickly I obey. It's about whether I still choose to trust you when nothing makes sense. When the doors don't open, when the answers don't come, when the waiting gets long. That's when true surrender becomes my offering. Let me start this day as a servant, not as a strategist. Not trying to master every outcome, but letting the master shape the outcome. Your will is always better than my wishes. Your timing always more perfect than my deadlines. And your path always safer than my shortcuts. Lord, sanctify the ordinary moments ahead of me, the quiet drives, the small decisions, the unseen kindness. Let them become acts of worship. You are just as present in the laundry room as you are in the sanctuary, just as near in the silence as you are in the song. Don't let me become numb to your nearness. Let me remain sensitive to the nudge of your spirit. Even if the direction is subtle, I want to follow. Even if it interrupts my plans, I want to yield. Because when I follow you closely, I find myself exactly where I need to be. Give me ears to hear you above the noise of today. Let no lie go unchallenged. Let no fear grow unchecked. Let no doubt take root, because you have already spoken over me a better word. A word of life, peace, purpose, and protection. Let this be a day that pleases you, not because of my performance, but because of my posture. Let me walk humbly, love deeply, serve joyfully, and live surrendered. These are the things that draw you near. These are the things that lead to blessing. You are the God who sees the end from the beginning, and I rest in that. I don't have to see how it all unfolds to know it will be good, because you are good, always. And when I put you first, I walk in that goodness, even through uncertainty. So Father, I release the pressure I've placed on myself. I lay down every expectation. I surrender every outcome, because I trust that your ways are higher, and your leadership will never fail me. Lord, I come before you once again, not with perfect prayers or polished words, but with a heart wide open, open to be filled by you, open to be led by you, open to be healed by you. I've tried to hold it together on my own, but I was never meant to walk without the shepherd. You are not a distant king watching from a throne. I feel you in the quiet places, whispering. I'm still here, when the day feels heavy before it's even begun. You meet me in that wait and remind me that I'm not carrying it alone. You don't expect strength. I only need surrender. And in that sacred surrender, you become my strength. There's a comfort that rises when I remember you go before me. Every step I take today, you've already walked. Every battle I face, you've already declared victory. And every need I carry, you've already prepared provision. I don't need to beg, I only need to trust. When I keep you first, my peace doesn't depend on circumstances. My joy doesn't rely on outcomes. My faith isn't based on sight. Because I'm anchored in something unshakable. You, the same yesterday, today, and forever. The one who doesn't change when the world does. I think of Moses, who led a nation without knowing the next step. He wasn't confident in himself, but he was confident in you. And every time he returned to the mountain, you renewed him. I need that today. A return to the mountain, a renewal in your presence, a fresh filling of holy fire. Help me not to seek you as a backup plan, but as the first voice I run to, the first place I bring my decisions, the first name I whisper when I'm uncertain. When I do that, things fall into divine order. My steps become steady, my spirit becomes strong, and my purpose becomes clear. Today, I ask for discernment, not just wisdom, but spirit-led clarity. Show me what to release and what to pursue. Show me what needs pruning and what needs planting. Show me what looks good but isn't from you. I don't want to be led by emotion. I want to be led by your truth. When my thoughts spiral, interrupt them with grace. When fear rises, speak peace louder. When I grow weary, remind me of your strength made perfect in weakness. Because I'm not walking alone. I'm walking under the shadow of the Almighty. Let my heart be sensitive to your presence today. In conversations, let me listen deeper. In waiting rooms, let me trust stronger. In interruptions, let me respond softer. Because you are in every detail, and when I remember that, the ordinary becomes holy. Let my words today reflect who I serve. Let them build, not break. Heal, not hurt. Calm, not confuse. Let them carry the weight of heaven. Let them be slow to anger and rich in mercy, just like you. There is so much noise in the world, Lord, so many distractions that pull my attention, but I fix my gaze on you, the author and finisher of my faith, the one who writes a better story than I ever could. Lead me into that story, page by page, step by step. I choose to believe again today, even when I'm tired. I choose to trust again, even when I don't see. I choose to obey again, even when I don't understand, because you've never failed me, not once, and you're not about to start now. Lord, I quiet my heart again in this moment, because I know that the world will try to distract me with noise. But your voice is still and steady. You don't rush me. You wait for me. You don't demand perfection. You simply ask for presence. And when I give you my first breath, you give me strength for the rest of the day. There's a difference I feel when I begin with you. The anxiety lessens. The worries loosen. The day doesn't own me. I walk through it owned by you. You order my steps. You protect my peace. You guard my mind from the lies that once led me. This life is not about chasing everything the world says I need. It's about becoming someone the world cannot shake. A child who knows the sound of their shepherd's voice. When I put you first, I stop performing and start becoming. I stop striving and start resting. I stop rushing and start receiving. Even now, Lord, I lift up the things I've buried in silence, the longings I've been afraid to speak, the tears I've cried when no one else saw. You saw. You always see. And even in that quiet ache, you are working healing I can't yet measure. Teach me to trust without needing all the evidence. Let faith be my compass when facts feel scarce. Let hope be the torch I carry when the path grows dim. Let love be the reason I rise again and again when the weight of life tries to hold me down. Your love is enough. I think of Joseph, thrown into a pit, misunderstood, mistreated, forgotten, and yet you led him every step. Even prison couldn't block your promise. Even betrayal couldn't break his purpose. You used what was meant for harm and wove it into redemption. Do that in me, Lord. Turn what hurt into whole. Even if today looks nothing like what I prayed for, I will still call it good, because you are in it. You are in the detour. You are in the delay. You are in the broken road that will still lead me home. You never waste pain. You always redeem purpose. Help me to lead with compassion, to listen with patience, to speak with kindness, and to act with courage. Let everything I do reflect who I belong to. Let the fruit of my life preach louder than my words, and let the people I meet today taste heaven through me. When doubt whispers that I'm not enough, let me hear the roar of heaven, declaring that I am chosen. When shame creeps in, remind me I am already forgiven. When fear surrounds, be the fire that burns brighter. You are the final word over my identity. I lay down every burden I was never meant to carry. The worry over tomorrow, the regret from yesterday, the fear of falling short. I trade it all for rest in you, because when you lead, I lack nothing. You restore my soul. You go before me into rooms I haven't entered yet. You prepare the hearts of people I don't even know. You open doors I didn't even knock on. And all you ask is that I trust you enough to follow. So here I am, with open hands and a willing heart. You are not just the God of the mountain. You are the God of the Monday morning, the God of the hallway, the hospital, the grocery line, the traffic jam. You are in every place I carry your spirit, so make me aware of you today. I walk forward in peace now, not because I know what the day holds, but because I know who holds me. You lead the willing, and I am willing, Lord. Lead. Lord, I return to you again this morning with a heart hungry for your presence and a spirit ready to be led. You have been faithful through every storm, every silence, every season where I didn't understand. Even when I wandered, you stayed near. Even when I doubted, you whispered truth. Even when I couldn't feel you, You were holding me steady beneath the surface. There's a sacred stillness that comes when I stop striving and start abiding. When I no longer feel the need to earn love but simply receive it. When I no longer ask for blessings but ask for alignment. Because I've come to realize peace isn't found in what you give, but in who you are. And when I begin with you, peace follows. Teach me today to choose what is eternal over what is urgent. Help me to recognize the voice of your spirit over the voice of distraction. Let my decisions be filtered through devotion. Let my movements be slow enough to follow you closely. I don't want to run ahead. I want to walk in step with you. Even the simple moments matter, Lord. The conversation over coffee, the silence between tasks, the pause before I speak. Every moment is a chance to reflect you or reject you. And I want to reflect you again and again, even when no one's watching. I think of Ruth, who remained faithful in the mundane. She didn't chase recognition, she just served. And through that quiet obedience, you wove her into legacy. That's the kind of life I long for. Not one that is loud, but one that is lasting. Not one that is seen, but one that is surrendered. Let my love for you show in how I speak to the person who frustrates me. Let it show in how I respond to inconvenience. Let it show in how I treat those who can't offer me anything. Because real faith is lived, not just spoken. And I want a faith that leaves a fragrance of heaven everywhere I go. Lord, lead my mind away from the spiral of what-ifs. The future is not mine to fear. It is yours to hold. I cannot control it, but I can trust you with it. So I give it to you again and again. Each time my thoughts wander, pull me back to now where your presence is. I surrender the illusion of control, the pressure to perform, the fear of disappointing others. These are not the burdens you gave me. You only gave me grace for today, mercy for each breath, and the invitation to follow you. That's more than enough. Remind me, Father, that delays are not denials. Closed doors are not curses. Silence is not absence. You are still moving even when I don't see it. And if I keep you first, I will walk straight into the promises you've prepared for me. Let me be faithful in the hidden places. When no one thanks me, when no one notices, when the reward seems distant, because you see what no one else does. And in your kingdom, the smallest seed of faith grows into something eternal. Help me to forgive quickly today, to speak truth gently, to love without agenda, to serve without expecting. These are the marks of someone who walks with you, and I want my life to bear those marks boldly and quietly all at once. You are the shepherd who leaves the 99 for the one, and this morning, if I'm that one, you still come running. You don't lead from afar. You lead with compassion, with fire in your eyes and mercy in your voice. That is who you are, and I trust you completely. So I place my plans on the altar. My goals, my needs, my hopes, they are safest in your hands. Do what only you can do with them. Lead me down the path I wouldn't have chosen, but the one that will transform me most. Your way is the better way. This day belongs to you, Lord. Every hour, every breath, every opportunity, I will follow you, not because I know the outcome, but because I know the one who walks with me, and that is all I need. Lord, as I enter the quiet space of this morning once more, I bring with me every piece of my life, offered, open, and trusting in your hands. There's no part of me you do not see, no concern too small, no ache too hidden. You welcome it all, and in return, you offer peace that defies understanding, joy that rises from surrender, and strength that flows from stillness with you. Let this be a day marked by your nearness. Not a single step outside your grace. Not a single word outside your wisdom. Not a single choice outside your will. When I put you first, I align my life with the highest order, the kingdom rhythm that cannot be shaken. Even when I feel behind, you remind me that your timing is never late. Even when I feel overlooked, you remind me that I am seen. Even when I feel empty, you remind me that I am full in you. My worth is not found in my status, my productivity, or my progress, but in the quiet truth that I belong to you. I think of Mary sitting at your feet while the world rushed around her, and you said she chose the better thing. Teach me to sit more and strive less, Teach me to value presence over pressure. Teach me to recognize the miracle in the moment, not just in the breakthrough. Thank you for the times you protected me from what I thought I wanted. Thank you for closing the doors I begged you to open. Thank you for choosing the long way when I wanted shortcuts. You've been wiser than my desires, and in hindsight, your hand was all over my story. I ask now for daily bread, not just food, but the grace I need to forgive, the courage to speak truth, the wisdom to respond gently, the endurance to keep going. Feed me with what heaven offers, so that I may live not just full but fulfilled. Let me not become hardened by disappointment, distracted by comparison, or distant in my devotion. Let me remain soft before you, always ready to receive, always quick to obey, always eager to worship. You are worthy of my full attention, not just my spare moments. Use this day, Lord, to teach me more of who you are. Through every person I encounter, through every challenge I face, through every quiet moment in between, you are the God who reveals himself in layers, and I want to know you deeper still. Lead me to places where my light can shine, not for my glory, but for yours. Let my life point others to the goodness of your heart. Let my responses reveal the truth of your spirit. Let everything I am reflect everything you are. If I grow weary today, remind me that you are my rest. If I become discouraged, remind me of the hope anchored in eternity. If I lose focus, call me back with your gentle voice. You are not just my Savior, you are my shepherd, and I follow you. Let every breath I take today be a prayer. Let every word be a hymn. Let every task become an offering, because when you are first, nothing is wasted. Everything is sacred. Everything is touched by heaven. I no longer ask you to bless my plans. I ask you to give me yours. I no longer beg for quick answers. I ask for deeper revelation. I no longer chase what fades. I long for what remains. Your presence is my treasure, and where you are, I lack nothing. So this is my song, my prayer, my heart. Lead me, guide me, shape me, use me. Let this day be not about achievement, but about intimacy. Let it be not about control, but about communion. You are the beginning, the middle, and the end of everything that matters. Lord, as this new morning unfolds, I breathe in the sweetness of knowing that you are already here. Before my eyes opened, you were working. Before my feet touched the floor, you were forming the day. Nothing surprises you, nothing overwhelms you, and because I belong to you, I step forward in confidence, not fear. Today, I ask for a heart that listens more than it speaks, a spirit that waits before it reacts, a soul that leans into stillness before running toward answers. I want to move with you, not ahead of you. I want to speak only what you would bless. I lay down the weight of trying to prove myself. I release the lie that I have to have it all together. You are not impressed by my performance. You are drawn to my surrender. I don't need to earn what you freely give. I only need to receive it with open hands. Lord, lead me to places today where love is needed most, into the hard conversations, into the quiet acts of service, into the spaces where someone needs to feel seen. Make me available, make me gentle, make me bold in compassion. Let my actions reflect the truth that you are my first love. Let my priorities speak of my devotion. Let my calendar reflect obedience, because when I put you first, everything else finds its rightful place. Peace replaces chaos. Joy replaces striving. Faith replaces fear. I remember the story of Esther, who stood in courage because she knew you had placed her there for such a time as this. Today may not look grand, but it is sacred. This moment may not seem big, but it matters in eternity. Let me not despise the small assignments. Help me to carry grace wherever I go. Grace for myself, grace for others, and grace for the journey. The road may not be easy, but it is holy, and you are not only at the destination, you are in every step, every turn, every pause, every breath. I choose to trust that nothing I walk through today is wasted. Not the waiting, not the wondering, not the disappointments. You redeem all of it. You shape me in the shadows. You strengthen me in the silence. You grow me in the in-between. When I feel unseen, remind me that you notice everything. When I feel unheard, remind me that you've already answered before I speak. When I feel small, remind me that I am seated in heavenly places. Nothing about me is overlooked in your kingdom. Let my life today preach the gospel without needing a microphone. Let it whisper hope in a broken world. Let it shine light in dark corners. Let it carry your presence into places where it's been forgotten. You go where I go, so let me walk worthy of that calling. Lord, quiet the noise inside me, the doubts that replay, the fears that rise, the worries that cling. Replace it with the melody of your truth. Let your voice be the loudest sound in my spirit. Today, I will not chase perfection. I will chase presence. I will not demand clarity. I will walk in trust. I will not carry tomorrow. I will steward today. And in doing so, I will live in the rhythm of your grace. You lead those who place you first, not with pressure, but with peace, not with force, but with faithfulness. And I choose to walk with you, not just in the morning, but in every moment that follows. This is holy ground. This is holy surrender. Lord, as the day deepens and the light begins to stretch across the earth, I feel your whisper again. That sacred reminder, you are not just the God of beginnings, but the God who sustains. You don't just light the path, you walk it with me. You don't just give vision, you give strength for the journey. I do not walk alone. Let this be the day where I remember who I am in you, not defined by titles or roles or expectations, but by the truth that I am your beloved, chosen, protected, guided. You know my name, and you know the hairs on my head. You see me even when I forget how to see myself. I surrender once more the temptation to measure my worth by productivity. I lay down the fear of falling behind. I resist the urge to compete with anyone else's pace. You are the one who sets my rhythm, and when I align with you, I walk in peace, not panic, in trust, not toil. Let my eyes stay open today to the beauty I often miss. The kindness of a stranger, the laughter in a small moment, the quiet mercy of a sunrise. These are the fingerprints of heaven, and I want to live with wonder again. I want to see life through the lens of gratitude. I remember the faith of Hannah, who poured out her soul without holding back, who trusted you with her pain and gave you the outcome. She didn't bargain, she believed. I want that kind of faith today, the kind that doesn't need guarantees to surrender. Fill my heart with compassion for those I meet today. Whether they're kind or cold, helpful or harsh, let me see them through your eyes. I don't know their stories, but you do. And maybe, just maybe, my small act of grace becomes the turning point in their day. Teach me to respond with peace instead of reaction, with silence instead of defense, with prayer instead of panic. You are my defender, my vindicator, my covering. I don't have to fight battles you've already won. Strengthen me to be consistent, Lord, to choose you not just when it's convenient, but when it's costly, to keep showing up in prayer, in service, in faithfulness. You see the seed planted in secret, and you are the God who brings harvest in due time. Let me not forget how far you've brought me, the nights you stayed by my side, the closed doors that turned out to be mercy, the losses that led to greater gain. I didn't get here on my own. I've been carried by grace, and grace will carry me still. When I'm tempted to overthink, anchor me in truth. When I feel pulled in too many directions, help me return to center. You are my focus, my first love, my safe place. When I return to you, I find clarity again. You do not rush me. You invite me into stillness, into alignment, into rest. Your burden is light, and your yoke is easy. Lead me into that divine simplicity, where I stop trying to figure everything out and just start trusting again. If I get it wrong today, let me be quick to repent and quicker to return. You're not looking for perfection, you're looking for pursuit, and I choose to pursue you again and again, through every stumble and every step. Let my spirit be open to correction, and my heart tender to conviction. Not because I fear punishment, but because I long for closeness. I want nothing to stand between us. No pride, no sin, no distraction. You are my reward. You lead those who put you first. And today I choose that posture once again. Not just in word but in will. Not just in desire but in discipline. Lead me, Lord, and I will follow, because you are worthy. Lord, as the sun continues to rise and the stillness of morning fades into the hum of the day, I anchor myself once more in your truth. You are the God who does not change, even when everything around me shifts. You remain faithful when my emotions are fragile. You remain steady when my thoughts are stormy. You remain close when the world feels cold. Thank you for not needing me to have it all together before I come to you. Thank you for embracing me with compassion, not condemnation, for receiving my scattered prayers and unspoken needs, for knowing the difference between what I ask for and what I truly need. You are always kind, even when you are silent. I place before you now the unspoken prayers tucked deep inside my chest, the ones I haven't dared to say out loud, the hopes I'm afraid to hope for, the wounds I'm scared to expose. And yet you already know, and you still invite me to share. Lead my heart back to simplicity today, to the wonder of being your child, to the quiet miracle of being loved without condition, to the joy of walking with you, not as a servant striving but as a son or daughter, resting. I don't have to perform, I only need to follow. I think of Abraham, who walked forward with no map, only a promise, who trusted the God he couldn't yet see for a future he didn't yet know. That is faith, that is surrender, and that is the journey I say yes to, again and again, even when it costs me comfort. Let this day be marked not by what I accomplish, but by who I become. Make me more patient, more present, more prayerful. Make me someone who carries peace into chaos and gentleness into conflict. Let my spirit carry the fragrance of heaven. Strengthen my hands for the tasks ahead, even the small ones, even the ones no one sees, even the ones I'd rather avoid. Let me do them with excellence, not for applause, but for your glory, because you see what man overlooks, and you honor what is done in secret. Quiet every voice that tries to define me outside of your word, every lie that says I'm not enough, every accusation from my past, every fear about my future. Your truth is my identity, and I cling to it like breath. You alone tell me who I am. Forgive me for the times I've sought direction without seeking you, for the moments I've prayed for answers but not intimacy. You don't just want to lead my path, you want to hold my heart. And I give it to you again, fully and without reserve. Remind me that the narrow road is often the holiest, that comfort can be the enemy of calling, that the blessings I long for are often waiting on the other side of surrender. You prune what you love, you refine what you intend to use. Let me not be distracted by what others are doing or receiving. My lane is holy, my pace is ordained, my journey is unique, and you walk it with me, step by step. There is no competition in the kingdom, only calling. If I encounter difficulty today, let me see it as an opportunity for growth, not as a punishment. If I face rejection, let me remember that even Jesus was despised by men. If I feel alone, let me remember the Comforter is near. You are not a distant God, waiting at the end of the race. You are right here, beside me in every breath, in every task, in every whisper. You go before me, you walk with me, and you come behind me. I am fully surrounded by you. And so I step into this day with open hands, a quiet heart, and a willing spirit. You lead those who put you first, and I place you first again. Above all else, in this I find rest. Lord, the more I reflect on your ways, the more I see how tenderly you guide those who trust you. You do not force the heart, but you gently draw it. You do not demand control, but you invite surrender. You do not rush what must grow slowly. And in that rhythm, I find healing from the world's pressure to perform. There's peace in knowing that my worth isn't built by my success. It's not held together by how many goals I complete or how many people approve of me. My worth was settled when you called me yours. That truth silences every lie and stills every storm in my heart. I belong, and that's enough. Let this be the day I stop striving to earn what is already mine. Let this be the hour I remember that grace is not a reward. It's a gift, and you give it freely again and again, because that's who you are. I cannot outrun your love. I cannot exhaust your mercy. When I feel lost, remind me that even the lost sheep was precious enough for the shepherd to leave the 99. You come after me not with shame, but with joy, not with anger, but with longing. Your love is persistent, and it reaches into the deepest parts of me. May I reflect your patience today, Lord, especially when mine runs thin, when delays frustrate me, when people misunderstand me, when plans don't unfold the way I imagined. Teach me to pause and remember that nothing is out of your hands. I think of Moses, who doubted his voice but was still called to speak, who questioned his strength but was still chosen to lead. You don't call the qualified, you qualify the called. And if you are with me, then I am enough for the task ahead. Open my eyes to the divine interruptions, the person who needs my full attention, the detour that becomes a blessing, the unexpected moment that shifts everything. Don't let me rush past the holy because I'm chasing the urgent. Make me aware of what you're doing, even in the smallest spaces. Help me release the illusion that I am in control. The more I try to hold everything together, the more weary I become. But when I place it all in your hands, I discover rest. Rest that restores, renews, and reminds me who is truly in charge. Let my prayers today be honest, not perfect. Let my worship be real, not rehearsed. Let my heart be open, not polished. You're not looking for a show. You're seeking my sincerity, and that, Lord, I can give you. Build in me a quiet strength that doesn't need to be seen, a trust so deep it doesn't panic when things fall apart, a love so rooted it doesn't bend when tested. Make me like a tree planted by streams of living water, unmoved, unshaken, and ever bearing fruit. Forgive me for the times I've doubted your timing, for the moments I've questioned your silence. You are never late, never absent, never indifferent. Even when you hide, it's only to draw me deeper into trust. Surround me with the wisdom to know when to speak and when to stay silent, when to step forward and when to wait, when to fight and when to rest. Your spirit is my guide, and I long to follow it closely today. Let every breath I take today be in rhythm with your will. Let my words be salted with grace. Let my thoughts be shaped by your truth. Let my steps carry peace. I want to walk as one who belongs to you in every moment. You lead those who put you first, and you are leading me still, not with thunder, but with quiet conviction, not with force, but with faithful presence, and I will follow. Lord, as the light of this day deepens and the hours unfold before me, I remember again that I do not walk by sight, but by faith. I cannot see the full picture, but you do. I do not know what waits around each corner, but you've already gone before me. And with that confidence, I choose to walk forward, not in fear, but in full assurance of your goodness. Sometimes I admit, I want clarity more than closeness. I want answers more than alignment. I want the plan more than the presence. But today I release my grip on needing to know, and I rest in simply being known, because to be known by you is enough. Teach me how to enjoy you, not just serve you, to sit at your feet without needing an agenda, to worship without rushing, to pray without checking the clock, to be still and remember that you are God and I am not. I remember how David returned to you again and again, not because he was perfect, but because he was surrendered. He didn't hide his failures, he brought them to you, and still, you called him a man after your own heart. That gives me hope. That shows me what you value most. Let my life reflect that kind of pursuit. A heart that chases you, even when it stumbles. A soul that runs to you, not away when it feels weak. A faith that keeps reaching, even when the answers don't come. I don't want to be known for perfection. I want to be known for closeness. Help me steward my time today as sacred. Not everything that demands my attention deserves it. Not every opportunity is from you. Give me discernment to choose wisely and courage to say no when necessary. I want to protect what is holy in my day. When distractions arise, and they will pull me back, whisper to my spirit when I begin to drift. Help me to catch myself before I become consumed with things that drain instead of fill. I want to stay aligned with heaven, even in the mundane moment. Lord, give me eyes that see the good you're doing, even when it's slow, even when it's silent, even when it's happening underground, like seeds beneath the soil. You are working, like dawn before the sunrise. You are moving. Let me not doubt what I can't yet see. When I feel tired, remind me that I can rest without guilt, that stillness is not laziness, that recovery is part of obedience, that you never asked me to hustle for your love. You simply ask me to abide. Let my words today carry light. Let them lift, not wound. Let them speak truth in love. Let them bring peace to tension. May my tongue be governed by grace, and my mouth be a fountain of kindness. If I face criticism, remind me who I answer to. If I face rejection, remind me of my place in your heart. If I face uncertainty, remind me that you are the same yesterday, today, and forever. You are my anchor in every storm. Let me finish today knowing I loved well, that I stayed soft in a harsh world, that I made space for you in my thoughts, that I gave you my first, not just my leftovers, that I followed, even if it was just one faithful step. You lead those who put you first, not with noise but with knowing, not with pressure but with peace. And in that peace I find my purpose. Lord, now as this day draws closer to its fullness, I pause once more in reverent surrender. I do not rush past this moment. I do not take for granted this breath. You have walked with me through every hour. You have whispered through every silence, and you have reminded me that when I put you first, everything else finds its place. You are the first light of my morning, and the quiet presence in my night. You are the still voice in the storm and the anchor in the deep. You do not leave when the road grows long. You do not grow weary when I stumble. You are my constant, my covering, my calm. Let this final stretch of the day be one of reflection, not regret. Help me look back and see where you held me, even when I didn't realize. Help me give thanks for what I couldn't control and yet survived. Help me rejoice in the small victories and the quiet obedience that no one else saw. I remember the faith of Ruth, who followed without knowing what waited ahead, who honored even when her own life was unraveling, who found favor not because she chased it, but because she chased loyalty. That kind of faith still moves mountains. That kind of heart still honors God. Let me live with that spirit, a heart that stays when others flee, that trusts when others question, that follows when the map is unclear. Let me love with intention, serve with joy, obey with quiet fire, because you are worthy of my best, not just what's left. If there's any fear left in me, I lay it down at your feet. If there's any bitterness hiding, I release it into your hands. If there's any pride clinging to my thoughts, I cast it out in your name. I want nothing in me that blocks your voice or clouds your glory. Wash over me with your presence now, Lord. Saturate every room I enter. Anoint the conversations I have. Breathe over every decision I make. I don't want to move without you. I don't want to rise tomorrow forgetting what you've done today. Remind me that blessing often comes wrapped in obedience, that peace flows not from circumstance, but from alignment, that true success is not applause but abiding. I do not chase outcomes, I chase you, because you are the source of every good and perfect gift. Thank you for every unseen miracle that covered me today, for every spiritual battle I didn't have to fight, because you stood in front, for every provision I didn't earn, for every moment of grace I didn't deserve. You are so faithful, Lord, and I am so grateful. If tomorrow comes, let it find me just as surrendered, just as open, just as hungry for you. Let me not drift back into routine. Let me not forget what it feels like to depend fully. May this day become a foundation for every day that follows. You lead those who put you first, and I have chosen, again and again, to follow. You are not just the God of my mornings. You are the Lord of every hour, every breath, every step. I will keep seeking you. I will keep trusting you. I will keep walking with you. And now, with the weight of the day lifted, I breathe in the holy peace that only you provide. My soul is quiet. My spirit is full. My heart is fixed. And all I can say, Lord, is thank you.